today. From Lumen Field in Seattle, it's Week 3 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Miami Dolphins.
With Mount Rainier in the distance, there are few cities finer on a clear afternoon than this one, and we have a picture-perfect day for football at Lumen Field in Seattle. It's the first weekend of autumn, and the NFL is in full swing as off we go on EA Sports. Wishing he had a mulligan. That's not how you want to start the game.
Not at all, because not only do you give up the penalty and good field position, but it just kills the momentum of your team as you start a game.
Now a first down throw. It's Smith. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game.
Well, we knew coming in it was going to be a long afternoon if they weren't able to hold up against this pass rush, huh?
What we didn't know was that protection was going to spring a leak on the first play from scrimmage.
Got after him right out of the gate.
They'll run. It's Kenneth Walker, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. A tall task ahead of him here, needing a full 15 yards to move the chains. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And some space here. And he'll bring this one back to the 29.
Well, short of them returning it for a pick 6, that was about the worst start you could ask for in this one, because your advantage of getting the ball first is gone, and they're set up a short distance from your end zone. Now you're counting on your defense to prevent a touchdown, and your offense, you better be ready to come out swinging on the next series.
Flush to his right. Gets this one to Hill. Touchdown, Dolphins. Tyreek Hill, his second touchdown on the season. And the Dolphins use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one.
Well, that's how you take advantage of an early turnover. A sudden change situation, meaning ball's turned over. How's both sides going to handle it? One side handled it way better. They went right out on the field and put the ball in the end zone.
One play, that just added insult to injury.
Yeah, that just tells you on the defensive side, they didn't come out ready to go, still reeling from the fact that the ball got turned over.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And the interception on that opening drive winds up leading to the touchdown, so now it's kind of time to start over.
Yeah, it certainly is, and his first throw of the game. But I like the way his guys rallied around him. Oftentimes, the quarterback is the leader, right? He tells everyone what to do. In this case, I noticed his linemen around him kind of patting him, saying, let's go, big boy. You're still our leader.
The numbers for Walker last week: 23 carries, 112 yards.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff, because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Toss left side for Walker. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
You talk about this Miami defense.
They were terrific last week against Buffalo in that victory.
And the big thing for them was the interceptions. And you hear teams all the time talk about establishing themselves against the pass, no-fly zones and things of that nature. This group had a bunch of them in last week's game.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play. And this will wind up being a 3rd and 3.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
Smith on 3rd down.
Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete.
And they will touch him down, but not before he gets the first. Throwing is Smith. Open man, that's Noah Fant, the tight end. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
On 2nd down, it's Walker.
Slipped 1 tackle, but no more as he's knocked to the deck behind the line of scrimmage. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control.
Touchdown, Seahawks. Noah Fant, 25 yards for the touchdown.
And the Seahawks are an extra point away now from tying this ball game.
Well, we know someone just added to his touchdown passing total, but all he did was get the ball out quickly to his tight end and let him take care of business the rest of the way.
And it's blocked. It's picked up, a live ball here, remember. Look at the big man rumble. And he takes it the distance across the goal line for 2 points.
Well, you figure with a veteran kicker out there, these extra points almost automatic, but this one turns into 2 points the other way.
And we both know it's hard to put it on him. I think there was a breakdown in the protection, but guess what? It does go against his record.
So Miami coming out for their 2nd drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways, because they're both motivated, they both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And this is incomplete. Very lucky to get that one back. That nearly picked. It's 2nd down now.
Game clock at 2:01. Time for one final play before the 2-minute warning.
Meanwhile, Jackson's throw is on target to Likely.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. On 1st and 10, it's Jackson escaping the pressure right. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. Opted to run for it. The decision a good one. Picking up the first, getting 14 yards on the scramble. They'll throw on 1st down with Jackson. Dancing to his left.
This will be caught. It's Waddle.
And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 17 yards is the pickup there for number 17.
That is definitely what we call on defense an uh-oh play. And what you mean by that is against Lamar Jackson, when you see him out of the pocket, your first thought is, uh-oh, he's going to try and run it.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami.
Raheem Mostert.
His first touchdown of the new season.
And the Dolphins will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. And we remember, of course, all scoring plays need to be verified upstairs. And so they called it a touchdown originally, and this will stay a touchdown after the video review, so they had it right.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead. So that drive, 6 plays, 75 yards. And it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And he returns this to the 22. The Seahawks going to take over now late in this first half. And with a little under a minute remaining, they may try to put something together here just to try to cut into that deficit.
Throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete.
And that's the knowledge you gain from being in this league for a long time. He's learned the hard way when to give up and fight another down. And that's a smart move to throw it away.
Outright to Smith-Njigba.
Now the Seahawks going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Throwing on third down, Smith. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Nothing open downfield, and he had to get that one out in a hurry because he just knew he was about to take a big shot. Probably couldn't get his legs into the throw. Became an all-arm throw trying to check it down to his running back. Incomplete.
Now Hill to return it.
A little juke.
All told, a 54-yard punt, 13 on the return.
And it'll be Dolphin football. Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. Jackson. And going deep for Hill. Launches deep. A jump ball, and this is caught. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill. His 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year.
And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Tucker with the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. And Walker has it.
Finding space at the 40.
And he'll go out near midfield at the 49. It's a gain of 15. 1st down, Seahawks. Throwing now is Geno.
And complete to Smith-Njigba.
Now here's a timeout as they're going to get it with 8 seconds remaining here in the first half.
2nd and 10.
Geno now to throw.
Oh, and that is incomplete.
Trying to get something positive to happen here before the break, and they sure need it. They went for the big one, but it winds up incomplete.
The final shot here before break. Smith.
This is the tight end fan.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly... And we will skip the highlight show this week. Get right back to this Week 3 matchup. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They've won 2 straight, and they lead this one as well as they come up on 1st and 10. The throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Fresh out of the locker room, they hit him with a gain of over 20. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And he is down deep into Seattle territory. It's a big play there for Miami. 47 yards.
Another big play right there, and this is where, as an offense, you can really put the hammer down. You've got a double-digit lead, but those other guys, they've been hanging around.
He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins.
Isaiah Likely.
A 7-yard touchdown grab.
And the Dolphins are able to stretch out their lead.
Tucker able to connect on the extra point. And the lead is now 24. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays.
And finishing that drive off was the touchdown grab by Isaiah Likely.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Now we'll see what this Seahawks offense has in store with their first possession of the second half.
Now Smith and the Seahawks going to come up 1st and 10
at their own 28-yard line.
Hands it to Walker to begin the series. And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down. That ground game contained again there, Charles, and that's really a big reason that they're trailing right now.
And give a lot of credit to that defensive front. That's exactly what they worked for all week, to try and take away the run game, make them one-dimensional. In the battle of game plans, theirs has been superior.
And Lockett going to pick up a Seahawks 1st down as he's up to the 40-yard line.
Here's Smith.
Returning right back to Lockett. Now he's loose down the middle of the field.
And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Tyler Lockett, 60 yards.
And the Seahawks are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Well, if they're going to make a game of this in the second half, they need a few big plays to go their way. That's one.
And the way to get it done is to also conserve time. So to your point, that big play right there, now you're not moving the ball downfield, taking time off the clock. You're leaving yourself a better avenue to continue to try and make a comeback.
And they'll let that one go as it skips through the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Miami's offense set and ready to go. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10.
Play action. Now Jackson.
Throwing out left and finding Likely. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
36 yards on the play.
Despite writing it down on my notes, I never give enough credit to the offensive line, and we have to here. The protection, that's what made this play a success. Quarterback had to wait for his crossing route to develop, and that takes a little bit of extra time. Excellent job by the big fellas up front.
The escapability in evidence there is that one good for 15 and a first. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. So 3 plays already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. Fighting, but he can't get away forever, and down he goes.
finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. First down, a bit of a disaster, and now on 2nd and goal, back even further. This is caught. Touchdown. Tyreek Hill from 17 yards out. And the Dolphins are closing in on a 3rd straight victory to start the campaign.
Tucker now to add the point after. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So that drive spanned 5 plays.
And it ends with a touchdown pass to Tyreek Hill.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And able to get this across the 20, but not much further as he's dropped it to 23-yard line. Now the ball now going back over the Seattle Seahawks offense. Well, probably not much that they can do at this point, CD. Down 3 scores late in the 4th quarter. This is going to be a little too much to overcome, you would think.
Yeah, they'll go down swinging, but in the end, I think we saw the writing on the wall a while back because one team was clearly better than the other in this one. And while it didn't quite reach blowout status, I think we knew who was going to win this one well before we got to this stage.
On 1st and 10, Smith. Left side here taken in by Metcalf. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. Looking for more there on 1st down, but this throw downfield incomplete. Here's 2nd and 10. Smith throwing again.
Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the 1st down and move the chains. Oh, that's into a double team, and it's intercepted.
Picked by Kendall Fuller.
And the Dolphins are going to have the short field here as they'll take over right at the 50.
If they had designs of kind of wiggling their way back into this one, that hurts their chances right there.
They had to put it mildly. Look at the lead, look at the deficit, trying to make a play downfield. Everyone seeking to be somewhat the hero. Didn't turn out that way at all, and you're exactly right.
Able to find a lot of empty space there, picking up the 1st down and a 21-yard gain. And despite the late lead, Jackson to throw. Flushed out right. They complete it to Hill. And he will reach the 8-yard line before going out. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
Now it's Jackson. Touchdown, Dolphins.
Takedown from 8 yards out. And the Dolphins have opened up a 4-touchdown lead here in the 4th. So add another one into the touchdown column. What a game. That is now 6 touchdown passes for him so far in this one.
Tucker with the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Scoring summary, 3-play drive. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move.
And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far.
And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
Well, this one was already ugly, and now it's just kind of becoming a feast on the defensive side of the football.
Yeah, partner, this is a unit that knows they've got this game in the bag with this huge lead, and it's going to drive their coaches crazy because they're telling them play it straight, do all the right things. But these guys are going to be freewheeling now. All of them are going to take chances, and that one pays off with an INT and a return for 6.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all the time. You go at each other in practice, obviously your training camps, your off-season. But on game day, you both want to show your best. And I think that's what we saw from both the offense and the defense, a complete team victory.
So for the Dolphins, it's an ideal start as they move to 3-0 now on the young season. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they'll fall to 1-2. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions.
Tonight, from Hard Rock Stadium in Miami, Florida, it's a special prime time edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Miami Dolphins taking on the Tennessee Titans.
We are about 15 or so miles northwest of world-famous Miami Beach as we are set for football at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami Gardens.
It's 3-0 versus 2-1. A good early season battle as we're underway in Week 4.
And makes it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. So here are the Titans ready to go on offense for the first time, and it's Will Levis, the 25-year-old at quarterback, in his second season out of Kentucky.
And no excitement unless you're on the defensive team of last week in his numbers, because the only excitement he really generated was the one interception he threw.
Yeah, no touchdown passes.
Yeah, and his team wasn't real thrilled about that, and they lost the game. So I know this week has been tough on him because he's been working hard. Fundamentals, footwork, finding the right targets. And bottom line, how do they get a win?
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down. Going to run again here with Pollard.
And only a couple there up to about the 23-yard line. This defense for the Dolphins, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
And as in any game, takeaways are always a big key. They're always discussed on defense. There's an emphasis there, and they came away with 3 interceptions in that game.
Going up top and unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Now on 4th down, here's Ryan Stonehouse to punt for Tennessee.
Back deep is Tyreek Hill. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. Fielded at the 20. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now.
A good head down running on the return. Gets about 15 yards.
And that will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Dolphins now getting set for their initial possession. As we get a look at a guy who grew up in Florida, played his college ball, of course, in Louisville. It's the electric Lamar Jackson.
And he's been playing at an elite level here in this early half of the season. Tops in the league in touchdown passes at this point. This is definitely a wide-open offense, so we'll see if he can keep his string of good games going right here.
This one complete to Jalen Waddle. Down the left sideline.
Touchdown!
Jalen Waddle, his first touchdown on the year. And the Dolphins put the Knights' first points on the board as they take the early lead. Boy, Charles, this offense is just so explosive. They lead the league in scoring, and another example of just how good they are right there on that play.
Yeah, we often overstate about how explosive teams are, but this team is truly a threat to score on every snap, especially on the first few plays of any series. And a big streak like that only adds to their reputation as the league's best offense.
Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
The Titans coming back onto the field for their second drive.
Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest, you get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Levis's throw pulled in by Hopkins.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. That one good for a pickup of 15 for Tennessee. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Levis to throw off play action.
And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
You talk about this Miami defense.
They were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
And the big difference in the game, their ability to force turnovers. Multiple, in fact. Being able to take the ball away, give it back to their offense, the big difference in the game.
It was impressive. Now the question, can they duplicate it? His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a 1st down. They'll run left with Pollard.
And he'll be taken down at about the 45.
Nice job there on the tackle. Keep him to the short gain. And, of course, he got some good news this week. He was named AFC Defensive Player of the Week from last week's effort.
And part of the reason he got that award, because of plays like that. Not every play is spectacular. Not every play is for a loss. Make the plays that are in front of you, keep it to short gains, and you pile up statistics.
After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. Play number 7 now coming up on the drive. 3rd and 5.
Here's Levis. Pass taken in by his big tight end.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 42. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs. They'll go with Pollard here on first down. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled him up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
2nd down, Pollard again.
And he's swallowed up right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and they'll look to convert on what will be a 3rd and 4.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Back to throw, it's Levis.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. The big fella. And this is brought all the way back. A fumble recovery, and it gives some kudos to the defensive coordinator, I think, here. They bring the blitz, they dial it up, and it turns into 6 points for him.
It's so nice to hear you actually give kudos to the defense. It is so nice. You're such an offensive guy like that. I love it. He dialed things up, and boy, a big play resulted for his guys.
Well, you like the credit to the defense there, right, my friend?
Yeah, do I ever?
And you can bet they're preaching 2 hands on the ball here as the kick's away following that fumble return.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. Tennessee offense set to go again.
And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
Well, one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
First down now, but the clock continues to move.
Levis back to throw. Looking right side, and it's intercepted.
Picked off by Jalen Ramsey.
And the Dolphins are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape, he's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for 1st and 10. They go play action now. Jackson. That is caught by Waddle. Touchdown, Miami. Jalen Waddle. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the Dolphins are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Tucker now for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. The long touchdown pass gets him 6 on a very, very tidy 2-play drive that time. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And this return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field.
Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game.
And now off to the races down the right side. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10.
Levis looking to throw. That finds the former Jaguar, Calvin Ridley.
The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
Now a 2nd and 2. Levis to throw it. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Not sure what happened out there, but looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
Well, already seen him catch a few passes out of the backfield in the first half, unable to connect on that one.
Certainly seems like getting him the ball out of the passing game, though, is part of their game plan.
It certainly is because he catches it well, creates a mismatch. You're going to cover him with a linebacker, a corner, a safety. They feel like he can win every battle.
The Dolphins taking over now late in this first half. And with a 3-score lead already, this is not time for a momentum change, so I'd imagine they'd be happy to just take this into the locker room.
Oh, a contested ball here, and it's going to be caught. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Tyreek Hill, his 5th touchdown now on the year.
And the Dolphins are able to add on to their first half lead.
Footing always a concern, but the extra point's up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. Tucker now to kick it away following the touchdown.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
The Titans offense set to begin the drive.
Things for them, just to put it bluntly, man, it has been tough sledding here in the first half, facing that big deficit. The clock is dwindling now. Maybe if they can get something on the board here before intermission, they'll have at least a little momentum heading into the second half. Now Levis.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Boyd. Now Tennessee going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
Levis to throw on 1st and 10 here.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. Now the Titans will use their 3rd and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
Levis in trouble. Down he goes.
It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd. So we are at halftime.
And we'll jump right over halftime and keep the game going here in week 4. Second half kickoff ready to go.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half.
And that's going to skip into the end zone for a touchback.
So now the Dolphins set to take over on offense. They're on a 3-game winning streak, and right now looking good in this one as well. And here's a good way to kick off a drive, complete over the middle. And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. The big play to start him out has him at the 45 already. Now it's Jackson.
They'll get this into the hands of Mostert.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch. I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the second half.
And all the way in for a Miami touchdown.
Take down
46 yards.
And the Dolphins have taken a 5-touchdown lead. The partner, he has carried them in this ball game, throwing the football. All 4 touchdowns through the air. And that's really helped them get this nice lead.
And I know it's a team game, but right now, he is truly the focal point. Every touchdown his team has so far has been the result of his arm. How about him throwing it downfield, creating big plays? I don't know how you slow him down unless you can make him uncomfortable in the pocket.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23.
The Titans offense gears up for their first possession of the second half. They'll run with Pollard to begin the drive. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Levis now off of play action.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up 3rd.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in 3rd and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of...
That's into a crowd and intercepted.
Picked by Kendall Fuller. And his guys are going to take over at the 21-yard line.
And right about now, you start to think, and maybe they're starting to think, gosh, maybe points aren't going to happen for us in this game.
Well, it's a thought that is worth having because so far in this game, this defense has not just had the upper hand. They've appeared to be a step ahead, maybe even 2 steps to everything they've done. They've had an answer for everything this offense has thrown at them.
The coverage may be too good that time as he breaks away for 19 with his legs and a 1st down. Throwing is Jackson. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Takedown with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year.
And the Dolphins will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. A familiar refrain, a turnover leads to a touchdown, and that lead grows even wider now here in this 3rd quarter.
Yeah, partner, I'd say there are a lot of grins breaking out on that sideline because, let's face it, they came in thinking they were in for a real fight in this game, but this one's been about as one-sided as we've seen in a while. In addition, if you're a backup, time to start stretching and loosening up. You may get some playing time in this one.
This return going to come to a quick end as he is belted at the end of that one. Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And he is going to be taken down. And that should be the final play of this 3rd quarter. Bradley Chubb in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. 1 quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
Short throw taken in by Okonkwo.
This will wind up a loss on the play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Here's Ryan Stonehouse now.
As the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
A tone for his... And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Credit the sack there to Arden Key. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. There's a ball thrown right side and complete. And he'll get this one way up just shy of the 45-yard line. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
Tell you what, partner, the way he's been slinging it in this one, I think he should be ticketed for a baseball cap and a set of headphones for the next drive. He's been absolutely sensational. But one thing we've both learned about quarterbacks in this league, they often stay on the field longer than you expect.
Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Eluding the pressure right. That one complete to Hill. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from. Working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
Able to make something out of nothing there. 17 yards and a first down. Oh, Jackson's going to throw it. And give him another 6. It's caught for a touchdown, and the blowout continues. Starting to really smell a 4-0 start right now. You can't ask for a better first quarter of the season than that.
And you're not supposed to look ahead, but guess what?
You're going to?
They have to, because when you get to if you get to 4-0, you're not just thinking playoffs now. You're thinking about, okay, this team has the capabilities of winning a Super Bowl. They could very well be the best team in the NFL at this moment.
I think they played the best. I mean, there have been a few hiccups offensively and defensively, but probably the best team we've seen, right?
And has the ability to get better.
And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field.
And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 23 yards, the final tally.
Levis sets up to throw here.
He finds Hopkins complete.
And a hard tackle there as he'll go down after a gain of about 5. One final try here for Will Levis.
And it's hauled in by Nick Vanette. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. So a victory here for the Miami Dolphins. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, up a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Miami, hey, they finish a perfect month of September as they move to 4-0 on the new campaign. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New England Patriots. Meanwhile, for the Titans, they'll fall back to 500 at 2-2. And fortunately for them, they'll have the early bye next week as they return to action in Week 6. So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA.